Good morning. My name is Alden Pearson. It is Thursday, May 14th. Last night, the governor of Minnesota issued a new executive order. It's called Emergency Executive Order number 2056. It replaces the prior Executive Order 2048, which was the latest version of the stay-at-home order. The new order, which goes into effect on Monday, May 18th, is no longer a stay-at-home order. It's considered or called a Safer Minnesota order, and it allows businesses that were non-critical businesses to reopen with certain restrictions. The order does not restrict or otherwise apply to critical businesses that were permitted to operate previously. For example, in one of my prior videos, I discussed the construction industry being a critical business and not subject to the stay-at-home orders in Minnesota. However, there was a question as to whether construction companies who did home solicitation sales could do those sales under those prior orders, and my advice at the time was not to do that because the tenor of the order was that home door-to-door sales would not be allowed. It was the actual construction activities that were allowed. This new order appears to clarify that issue. While this order does not directly address door-to-door sales, it does address non-critical businesses, and in those non-critical businesses, it discusses home services businesses. And I'm going to quote from the order. All non-critical businesses that provide household services, e.g. house cleaning, maid services, and piano tuners, must also develop plan provisions intended to keep customers and workers safe as set forth in the plan guideline. And then they reference a deed, a Minnesota Department of Economic Development, a template that can be used as a starting point for preparing such a plan. Now, the household services businesses have additional requirements that need to be in that plan, but other non-critical businesses that are permitted under this order to reopen beginning Monday also have to have a plan. All of those businesses have to have in the plan the following items: require work from home whenever possible, ensure that sick workers stay home, social distancing, worker hygiene and source control, and cleaning, disinfecting, and ventilation considerations. In addition, like I had mentioned, the household services businesses have to have additional items in their plan. Now, it's not just having that list in the plan, it's actually spelling out what the business is going to be doing regarding those issues. The order, as well as the links to the template documents, will be on my website. It's aldenpearson.com without the www. And I primarily focus on construction. I'm happy to discuss this issue, these orders, and any other items with anybody who wants to contact me. My contact information is on that website. And in addition, for those that are wondering, are bars and restaurants and other places of public accommodation allowed to be open? They are still to remain closed, but as of June 1, there's supposed to be a path or a plan for them to reopen beginning on that date. And there's supposed that path or plan to reopen is supposed to be issued by the state and available publicly by May 20th. So stay tuned on that. In the next few days, we should be getting from the governor's office what they say needs to be done there. Now, in a final closing comment, I know that there are companies out there that are doing door-to-door solicitations presently, and my concern for construction companies, specifically residential construction companies, which are licensed through the Minnesota Department of Labor and Industry, is that if they get a complaint against them with the department, I expect that the department will be asking for at a minimum, their plan on how they're complying with these governor's orders in their solicitation activities. The other issue is at the local level. Most cities, especially in the metropolitan area, have peddler's permit requirements, which can change. And so the companies that are doing solicitations should be still looking to see whether they can do those solicitations under the peddler's permits ordinances as enacted by the cities, and also should be following this new order as far as the plan that they need to have in place. Failing to do that, in my mind, will be a claim for a license violation by the Department of Labor and Industry. My name is Alden Pearson. I'm an attorney. I practice in Minnesota and Wisconsin, and I practice primarily in construction. My website is aldenpearson.com.